Hello and a very warm welcome to all of you. I'm Meha Bhardwaj-Alter. This is Game On, where you'll get the latest from the world of sports, and we've got to begin with what went wrong with Chennai Super Kings. Yes, we dive into what has been a devastating season for the Chennai Super Kings, for the five-time champions. The fortress has well and truly crumbled. On Wednesday, CSK's playoff hopes were officially dashed after a 4-wicket defeat to Punjab Kings at their home ground. That is the iconic M.A. Chidambaram Stadium, a place that has for so long been synonymous with CSK's dominance in the IPL. With only 2 wins in 10 matches, Chennai became the first team to be eliminated from the playoffs race in IPL 2025. The defeat at Chepauk is not just any ordinary loss. It is the 5th home loss for CSK this season, a scenario that would have been unthinkable just a few years ago. Chepauk, once a fortress where CSK ruled the IPL, now seems to have lost its magic touch. Historically, the stadium has been a place where MS Dhoni and his men have thrived, but this year, nothing seems to be working in their favour. The defeat also puts the spotlight on MS Dhoni. The legendary captain, who's been the backbone of CSK's success over the years, returned as the captain for the remainder of IPL 2025 after Ruturaj Gaikwad was ruled out due to an elbow injury. Dhoni, at 43, had stepped aside from captaincy ahead of the 2024 season, handing over the reins to Gaikwad. However, with the team struggling and failing to deliver results, Dhoni took over again. His leadership has been a major factor in CSK's success over the years, with 5 IPL titles to his name. But even the best leaders face challenges, and this season has proven to be a tough one for the iconic skipper. Despite Dhoni's presence, the team has failed to find any rhythm. Their batting has been sluggish, as they often fail to capitalize on the power play and the death overs. Their net run rate of 8.23, that is the lowest among all teams, and in the list of 27 team totals of 200 or more this season, Chennai features only 1. So run rate is very poor, especially in an era where you've obviously seen run rates get better in T20s. Chennai have struggled in that department. They also had to change their misfiring top order, including the New Zealand duo of Rachin Ravindra and Devon Conway, Shivam Dube and Ravindra Jadeja, Rahul Tripathi. These guys also failed to fire in the middle order, which often denied the team any platform for elite acceleration. The bowling attack, once feared across the league, has looked vulnerable, while the middle order has often struggled to chase down the targets or set competitive totals. And without a proper finish, the team has found itself in difficult situations, unable to recover in crucial moments. So what went wrong for CSK this season? Was it the aging squad, or the lack of consistency, or the lack of talent identification as told by Hussey? The absence of Gaikwad, who was expected to lead the batting charge, has undoubtedly been a blow, but it's clear that the problems extend far beyond just one player. There have been glaring inconsistencies in both the batting and bowling departments, and this has been compounded by the pressure of trying to defend at home ground that no longer feels like a guarantee for success. Looking ahead now, what does the future hold for CSK? With IPL 2025 title out of reach, the franchise will have to make some tough decisions. Will MS Dhoni continue to lead the team in future seasons? Will there be changes in the squad to bring in more fresh talent? These are the questions that fans and experts alike will be asking as the team looks to regroup and come back stronger in the next IPL season. Is MS Dhoni playing his last IPL? This is one question which is now on everybody's mind. MS Dhoni, under whom Chennai Super Kings have won 5 titles, answered that question. Well, sort of answered that question. You know how he can be in post-match presentation or even at the toss when he's put that question. Ahead of CSK's match against Punjab Kings in Chennai yesterday, there was a huge fanfare when MS Dhoni was about to speak at the toss. That led former New Zealand player Danny Morrison, commentating in the match, to ask Dhoni about his future. Now remember, last night's game was the last that Chennai are playing at home. They're not going to be playing any more games this season at the MS Dhoni Stadium. So was that the last time his fans saw him there? Danny Morrison asked that question to him. The former New Zealand pacer asked Dhoni, does that mean you're going to come back next year as well? And to this, Dhoni replied, I don't know, I'm coming for the next game, and laughed it off. Now, Dhoni went on to talk about CSK's season so far, which has obviously been very forgettable in 2025. Dhoni said, and I quote, one of the things is the pride factor. Majority of the games you play at home, home advantage is very important, which we haven't been able to capitalize on. Same team, which is just before the toss. So he was talking about the team. We've been a side where we don't make a lot of changes, but this season we've made a lot of changes. Reason is simple. If most of your players are doing well, then you chop and change one or two players. But this season, it hasn't worked for us. It's also the first season after a fresh auction. So you have something in mind, but you have to see where a batter is suited better. India and Punjab Kings wrist spinner Yuzvendra Chahal. He picked up his second hat-trick in the history of the IPL. Chahal achieved the feat against Chennai Super Kings at the MS Dhoni Stadium in Chennai. The PBK spinner picked up 4 wickets in his third over, triggering a massive collapse for CSK. Chepauk, Anshul Kamboj and Noor Ahmed. They were the 3 batters falling prey to Chahal as he etched his name in the history books. Chahal finished with figures of 4 for 32 in 3 overs as CSK got all out 490 in 19.2 overs. He came on to bowl the 19th over of the innings as captain Shreyas Iyer brought him on against MS Dhoni. The wrist spinner started the over with a wide and was later smashed for a 6 on the first legal delivery by MS Dhoni. However, he immediately came back by dismissing the CSK skipper, getting him caught at long off. Following his dismissal, Chepauk, he walked to the crease and got off the mark with a couple of runs on the third ball of the over. However, his stay at the crease lasted only 2 balls as he ended up slicing the ball to Priyansh Arya at point. Anshul Kamboj, he became Chahal's next victim as he was left bamboozled by the wrist spinner and lost his stumps. Noor Ahmed walked in to face the last ball of the over and he ended up skying Chahal towards long on, where Marco Jansen took an easy catch to help him complete the hat-trick. As a result, Yuzvendra Chahal now has become the 3rd player in IPL history to take more than 1 hat-trick. Who all have taken hat-tricks and who all have taken multiple hat-tricks? Well, Chahal joined Amit Mishra, Yuvraj Singh in this elite list after achieving the landmark. Chahal also brought about his trademark celebration from a viral meme. Earlier, Chahal picked up his maiden IPL hat-trick in 2022 edition against KKR. He also became the 4th player to pick up a hat-trick for Punjab Kings after Yuvraj Singh, Akshar Patel and Sam Curran. Players with multiple hat-tricks in IPL. Here is a list. Amit Mishra, he had got 1 versus Deccan Chargers in 2008, then in 2011 versus Punjab Kings, and then 2013 Sunrisers Hyderabad versus Pune Warriors. That's the 3rd hat-trick for Amit Mishra. Yuvraj Singh also finds his name there with 2 hat-tricks for Punjab Kings versus RCB in 2009. And then again for Punjab versus Deccan Chargers in 2009. So same year. And then now we have Yuzvendra Chahal, 2022 for Rajasthan Royals versus KKR. And then Punjab Kings versus Chennai Super Kings in 2025. Welcome back. Gujarat Titans will look to bounce back from the carnage that Wonder Boy Vaibhav Suryavanshi inflicted on them when they face stuttering Sunrisers Hyderabad in the IPL match on Friday. GT were left stunned when Rajasthan Royals Suryavanshi took the game by storm, smashing the fastest century of the season in just 35 balls and becoming the youngest ever to score an IPL ton at just 14 years and 32 days. The 8-wicket defeat was crushing, despite GT posting a formidable 209 for 4. But overall, the result has not changed their position in this IPL. The Titans are still one of the most consistent teams this season, having a well-balanced squad with depth in both batting and bowling. Back at home, GT will be buoyed by their informed top order. Sai Sudarshan, who continues to hold the orange cap with 456 runs, including 5 50s, has been their standout performer. Gill, the captain, 389 runs, and then Joss Butler with 406 runs also feature among the season's top 7 run getters, forming a formidable trio at the top despite the recent hiccups. On the bowling front, Prasidh Krishna has led the attack impressively, forming a strong pace trio alongside Mohammad Siraj and Ishant Sharma. In the spin department, Rashid Khan's return to form, especially his 2 for 25 against Kolkata Knight Riders, is a major boost, while Washington Sundar has been a steady support option. Meanwhile, Hyderabad have slipped into a precarious position and they face a must-win scenario. Last year's runners-up, known for their explosive brand of cricket, have faltered badly, managing just 3 wins from 9 matches and dropping to 9th place on the points table. Another defeat would all but knock them out. SRH's campaign has seen fleeting sparks, particularly from openers Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head, but consistency has been sorely lacking. Now, Abhishek has failed to cross double digits in the last 2 games, while Head, despite his fearsome reputation, has scored just 150 in his last 8 outings and appears a shadow of his destructive self. Their top order failures, that has been compounded by a fragile middle order with the likes of Heinrich Klaassen, Nitish Kumar Reddy and Ishan Kishan struggling to find form. However, SRH will need much more from the experienced duo of Pat Cummins and Mohammad Shami, both of whom have struggled to make a significant impact so far. Harshal Patel has been their standout performer recently in their recent clash against Chennai Super Kings. All right, let's move on to football and to Champions League semi-final. Barcelona twice battled back to ensure a 3-all draw in their home against Inter Milan in a rip-roaring first leg of the Champions League semi-final early this morning. Inter Milan made an explosive start, opening the scoring within the first minute, courtesy of a cheeky back heel goal from Marcus Thuram. The visitors then extended their lead in the 21st minute with Denzel Dumfries finding the net with an acrobatic volley from a corner. However, an electrifying Lamine Yamal led Barcelona's fight back, unleashing a superb strike from inside the box after a clever run from the right to reduce the deficit 3 minutes after Inter's second goal. Yamal went close again, hitting the post from close range before Ferran Torres. He leveled the score in the 38th minute with a first-time finish. Despite Barcelona's dominance, it was Inter who regained the lead in the 64th minute when Dumfries headed home from a corner. The hosts responded immediately as Rafinha's thunderous strike from outside the box hit the woodwork before ricocheting off the back of Inter keeper Jan Sommer and into the net to restore parity. The result now leaves everything to play for in the return leg at the San Siro next Tuesday, as both teams seek a place in the final in Munich against either Arsenal or Paris Saint-Germain.
The performance of the team with the ball was really unbelievable. So it's like the style, the way how we played football was today in the Champions League semi-final was really good. And at the end, we started not well, so we received 2 goals. One of them was set pieces. The third goal was all set pieces. We know that they are one of the best team in the set pieces in Europe. Also, when you see how tall they are, it's a little bit different than our team, but we have to defend it better. We have to make it better also for the next match.
Except for Inter's start and strength in set pieces, Barcelona imposed its game and had 66% possession and created 10 shots on goal to Inter's 3, according to UEFA stats. But on the score sheet, the teams ended up on par. Listen into what Inter coach had to say after the game.
Obviously, we will play as best we can. It's not like we can predict what will happen. We will try to prepare for a match. We arrive in Milan tomorrow morning, and the next we are traveling again to play against Verona. We have basically been doing this for 9 months now, and you can see the toll it's taken on the players because we have some difficulties, some injuries caused by it. But we will not give up. We will play the match against Verona with everything we have to give, and obviously, we will count on whoever can lend us a hand.
After witnessing from the touchline how Lamine Yamal pushed his Inter Milan lineup to the limit, Simone Inzaghi said talents like the Barcelona teenager come around only once in a half century. Yamal had dismissed any comparison to Lionel Messi in his first press conference for his club a day before Inter came to town, but his performance recalled the best days of Messi as his teammates fed him passes and let him pick Inter apart from the right flank. Each time he had the ball, he was either searching for a teammate in scoring position or dipping his head and dribbling past his marker. And Barcelona coach Hansi Flick described his 17-year-old player as a genius after Yamal put on his latest talent show in his 100th game for the club's senior squad. But the rival coach Inzaghi missed no words in saying that but for Yamal in the rival camp, his team could have won the semi-final first leg match.
We could not even won it against a team who have a player that's so difficult to mark because in the first half, in my opinion, we impacted the match very well, and then in the last 25 minutes, Yamal created a lot of problems for us. He is clearly a talent that is only born every 50 years. I had honestly never seen talent like that, but I saw it tonight for the first time. He created lots of problems. We tried to double and even triple mark him, but we were missing players on other parts of the pitch. A semi final played like that here in Barcelona is something to be really proud of, and like I said, Yamal is a phenomenon that is born every 50 years.
Winning the Europa League may not save Manchester United's season, but it could still be a key to the club's immediate future, both on and off the pitch. This is what Ruben Amorim has said ahead of their semi-final clash against Athletic Bilbao. As United sit 14th in the Premier League with 39 points after suffering 15 losses this season, Amorim believes European success could inject the much-needed momentum into what has been a disappointing campaign and into their rebuilding plans.
Everybody knows that is really important for our season. We know that nothing is going to save our season, but this can be huge, winning a trophy, and also to get in Champions League, to have European games next year could change a lot of things in our club, even in summer.
While Amorim sees the Europa League as a potential turning point, he stressed that qualification for the Champions League would not solve all of United's problems. Asked about the contrast between United's strong European form and their Premier League struggles, Amorim said he had few answers but pointed to the team's issues in front of the goal.
I think you can see that Rasmus has the talent, Josh has the talent, Shido has the talent. We have to improve the players, but to improve the players individually, we have to improve the way we perform, the way we play. And we are far from being a really consistent team that can help the strikers to score many goals. So again, it's more, I already spoke about that. We are scoring, we have a clear lack of goals, and that cost us a lot of points this season, and we have to improve that to help the strikers to improve.
Amidst the debate over whether it is fair for a club with a poor domestic performance to qualify for the Champions League via the Europa League, Amorim said United must make the most of this opportunity regardless of how it is perceived.
It's something more in the core of our club, that a lot of things we need to change and we need to be consistent. So Europa League is not going to change anything in our problems. It's going to help us to have Champions League next year, more money to spend, but the problems are still there. So we have to change the minds of our fans. with consistency, with the good decisions, good recruitment, good academy. This is what we need to change to take this club back to the top. This is more a shortcut to go to the European games, nothing more. The problems we need to solve in a different way with more time and be really clear on that.
2 times Champions League and Europa League winners, Chelsea can become the first team to win all 3 European competitions if they add a Conference League title to their trophy cabinet next month. Chelsea will hope to bring out their winning attitude when they take on Sweden's Djurgårdens in the first leg of the Conference League semi-final later tonight. The Italian coach also added that it could mean a great deal to win the title. Edging closer to that goal through a first-leg advantage could be enough of a task for the week. However, less than 72 hours after the clash in Stockholm, the London club, currently 5th in the Premier League, will face the recently crowned league champions Liverpool with a spot in the next year's Champions League in the balance. Goalkeeper Robert Sanchez and forward Christopher Nkunku have not travelled with the rest of the squad due to minor injury issues. Their coach Enzo Maresca is obviously making sure that result goes their way, because it'll be crucial before they host Liverpool this weekend with the Champions League at stake.
Now that we are in semi-final, the next target is the final, and then once, if we are able to reach the final, we go for the title. That personally, for me, it's a big title. It's a huge title because it's a European competition, and as I said, we can give this club the opportunity to be the only club in the world to win all the European competitions. So it's also a responsibility for me, a responsibility for the players to get that. It's a nice moment. It's also a nice game, as you said. Semi-final, we can reach the final, and since we start, we are saying every time the same in terms of go step by step. Now the next one is the final, and we're gonna try our best to reach the final.
With that, it's a wrap on Game On. Hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.